Hey guys, let's start with new chapter of Loyal Pin Volume 1, Chapter 5, The Reading Room. The reading room of the Bua Palace is quite petite, as it resides on the pentagonal porch of the palace. This porch is embellished with large arched groves and green windows that stretch from floor to ceiling, encompassing all five sides. In the center of the room, a dignified teak table had been positioned with a deliberate placement, allowing the exquisite light to filter in from the sides. It was encircled by a substantial bookcase, housing textbooks whose pages had begun to yellow, emanating the nostalgic scent of aged paper that permeated the room. Auntie asked you to copy the textbook. Why do you keep drawing, Anil? Lady Pen impatiently asked when she glanced and saw Princess Anil is more excited to draw and scribble in a book rather than copying textbooks, which was her aunt's punishment for their transgression, sneaking off to the temple fair at dusk without informing anyone. I am bored, Kunpin. Why would you have to copy it when all the letters are already in the textbook? Princess Anil looked up to Lady Pen with crystal clear eyes in the sun. You copy it for the sake of remembering. Auntie might check it when you leave the room. Lady Pen rested her chin on her hand with a sense of boredom, pondering whether there would ever be a time when Princess Anil would follow someone's instructions without questioning. If she really wants to see it, I will recite an article in the textbook for her. I memorized it in my head. Without finishing, Princess Anil turned her attention back to the drawing in her notebook. Well, when we were punished, I noticed you accepted Auntie's words. Lady Pin wanted to win over this stubborn child, investing her time in trying to get through to her. I promised not to go out, but not to copy textbooks. Princess Anil still has no intention of letting Lady Pin catch up with her. Lady Pin could only sigh when she realized that defeating the princess would be challenging. She then switched to look at Princess Anil's sketchbook and frowned. So, what are you drawing? It looks like a doodle drawing. I'm drawing Kunpen's face. Princess Anil beamed a radiant smile, her dark eyes now gleaming brightly. Hearing that, Lady Pen then looked down at the drawing in the notebook until the tip of her nose almost touched the piece of paper. The drawing began with a circle in the center, with a circle in the center featuring a wavy line at the top of the circle, resembling a strand of hair. There are two small dots inside the circle to resemble eyes. Below, there's a semicircular curve resembling a smile. Looking at the picture closely, Lady Pen looked up and gave a cold look to Princess Anil. Am I that ugly? What? Ugly? But I think it's cute, said Princess Anil, smiling. Does this picture look cute? Her beautiful light colored wavy lip was now contorted with bias. You are cute. Princess Anil pointed the pencil in her hand toward Lady Pen and grinned widely, revealing her dimple. Her eyes seemed even brighter than before. Anil? Lady Pen's voice remained solemn and hushed. Her large brown eyes carried an air of irritation, but her fair cheeks, adorned with perspiration, damp strands of hair flushed with redness. Lady Pen pulled herself away from the prince's drawing book and sat back down to prepare to copy the textbooks. Her lips were tightly packed in a straight line, as if trying to suppress something. Something that was rapidly bouncing in her chest. Please, slow your beat. Then I will redraw it carefully, so the drawing will be as cute as the real person, said Princess Anil in a teasing voice. Just do whatever you want, Anil. Lady Pen glanced at Princess Anil with anger, but smiled a bit. As if you would believe me if I forbade you. After hearing Lady Pen's words, Princess Anil couldn't speak and instead burst into laughter. Lady Pen sighed once more and then diligently refocused on copying the textbooks. She felt relieved as the princess' laughter subsided. It appeared that the stubborn child might come to her senses and resume copying the textbooks. On the contrary, Kunpin, that clear voice made Lady Pen feel nervous. Yes, let me take a look into your eyes. While Lady Pen was taken aback by Princess Anil's words, she instinctively directed her gaze toward Anil's clear eyes. It was then that she noticed Princess Anil holding a pencil at eye level and making intricate motions, resembling a skilled painter. Princess Anil earnestly observed Lady Pen's petite visage. Pelantita's eyebrows had a rounded curve to them, and her prominent nose added an air of determination. Her beautiful wavy light pinks framed her face, and the lady's smooth cheeks occasionally blushed for reasons unknown. Her large light brown eyes, akin to those of young fawns, possessed both sweetness and strength. Lady Pen has a small mouth and nose. It's so lovely and cute. I would really want her to be another daughter of mine. Princess Alissa, Princess Anil's mother, said that almost every time she met Lady Pen, that Princess Anil almost could recite all her mother's words by heart. Furthermore, it remains deeply ingrained in her thoughts each and every day. There, Princess Anil brought the pencil near her face and playfully winked one eye. Kunpin, can you please smile? She asked, smiling brightly. Unconsciously, Lady Pin smiled back, which seems to look like she genuinely listened to Princess Anil's words. But in reality, Lady Pin's affectionate smile aimed at the arrogant person in front of her. After moving the pencil in and out for a while, Princess Anil resumed sketching in her notebook. Meanwhile, Lady Pin spent her time gazing at Princess Anil's smooth cheeks and prominent nose. Princess Anil had been deeply engrossed in her drawing for quite some time until. How about this time? Princess Anil asked while handing the drawing book to Lady Pin, who had been sitting, putting her hand on her face, glancing at her for a while. Beautiful. Eventually, after Lady Pen had been contemplating the drawing in the notebook for a while, she murmured, Beautiful? Asked Princess Anil in a clear voice. Disgraceful. Lady Pen frowned, then replied in a deep voice, Why did you draw me as a woman with a big head, big breasts, and such limp arms and legs? Does it not look alike? Princess Anil raised one brow curiously. Not even a bit. Then I will draw it again. Her slender eyes widened in an almost imploring manner, but Lady Pin didn't perceive it that way. Anil, Lady Pin sternly raised her voice. Not only do you refuse to copy the textbook, but you also annoy me. This time, a scowl formed on Lady Pin's face. She pushed the princess drawing away with a petulant attitude as she realized once again that she couldn't control Princess Anil. If you draw it again, I will get angry. Lady Pin's sweet fawn like eyes looked menacing. Nevertheless, I will draw something else then, Princess Anil said, giggling without care. As if Lady Pin stared until her eyes plopped out, Princess Anil still remained unconcerned. Even now, Princess Anil continues scribbling and humming Christmas carols, for she is a girl who never frets or worries. I will not care about you any more, Lady Pin said while raising her hand towards her temple, as if she was getting a headache from this little child in front of her. It appears that her aunt's punishment of confining her and Princess Anil in a small room happens to torture her the most. At this moment, Anil is so stubborn. Even Princess Anil's persistent habit of biting her pencil still tempts her to extend her hand and playfully pinch her cheek until she cries. Hey! Princess Anil smiled at the corner of her lips. You said you do not care, but why do you keep on looking at me? After she gets caught, Lady Pin presses her lips together firmly, then turns her face away to avoid Princess Anil's gaze before resuming her task of transcribing the textbook. It appears that, this time, she is determined to not easily raise her head to look at the person in front of her. The little child commenced to disrupt Lady Pin's concentration again, as if she had been sent from heaven to interrupt her textbook's copying. Kunpin, look at this. That sweet voice eased Lady Pin's resentment as easily as if nothing had ever happened before. Once again, Princess Anil put the drawing book near Lady Pin, who then focused, glancing at the drawing intently. This is Anil's dream house. Calling her own name to make amends with Lady Pin always seems to be effective, as every time Pilantita hears it, she can't help but muster a faint smile, especially at this moment when Princess Anil's eyes grew bright. She appeared innocent like a good girl like others. How could Lady Pin be cold hearted? It looks much smaller than the front palace, Anil. Lady Pin looked at the drawing of a small one story house surrounded by pine trees and said attentively, why do you want to stay in a small house? I think it is cozy, Princess Anil said with a gentle smile. A small, narrow place like that? We are always in a plain view. As she was speaking, Princess Anil's eyes were unlike what Lady Pin had ever seen before. It looks dreamy, but it seems so serious, enough to make Lady Pin's heart beat faster again. If I really had my own house, Princess Anil speaks with an extremely soft, decent voice, I would ask you to stay with me. The sound of the pencil in her hand pressing against the paper until it left a broad mark abruptly snapped Lady Pin out of her brief daydream. She hastily turned to the next page, feeling uncertain about what to do. Lady Pin responded to Princess Anil's invitation with a silence. She continues to copy the textbook quietly, her hands sweaty and her heart racing. If the paper gets torn, will Auntie be mad? Princess Anil softly muttered, expressing her guilt over causing Princess Padmika to become angry with Lady Pin once more. However, this time, Lady Pin never once raised her face from the textbook, forcing Princess Anil to remain as still as a stubborn child possibly could. After sitting still for a long time, Princess Anil's eyes began to flicker. She slowly placed her arm on the writing table to use as a pillow for her head. Before too much time had passed, she fell asleep. After hearing Princess Anil's rhythmic breath, Lady Pin's heart also seemed to have calmed down. Lady Pin had never had an opportunity to witness Princess Anil asleep, so she earnestly propped herself up and gazed intently at this rare sight in front of her. Her lovely countenance appeared to have lost some of its radiance in slumber. She possessed straight, lengthy, beautiful eyelashes, and her small lips were slightly ajar, giving her an innocent appearance. Her humid hairline clung to her cheek due to the stifling heat in the reading room. Lady Pin smiled. She smiles without cause. She only understands that she must now set down the pencil in her hand, then prop herself up and regard Princess Anil with a greater level of seriousness than ever before. And she doesn't appear to intend to resume copying the textbook at all. That's it for this chapter, guys, and I'll see you next with of Loyal Pin Volume 1 pretty soon. Thank you.